Several sources tell WCIA3 they've gotten invitations to campaign announcements for Governor Pritzker this Friday. If elected, he would be the first three-term governor since Governor Jim Thompson. Our Capitol Bureau Chief Cole Henke live at the state capitol. Cole, the governor has been largely non-committal when asked about another term.
That's right. He's been asked this question plenty of times over the past several months, and each time he has just said he's not ready to make that announcement yet. But today, when people asked his campaign whether or not these reports were true and whether they were going to confirm he will make this announcement today, they did not refute those claims. Now, the question, though, was never really over whether he would run for governor or step away from politics entirely. The question really was whether or not he was going to run for governor or just set his sights solely on a potential national run for an office as big as the President of the United States. Pritzker was seen as a potential replacement for former President Joe Biden when he stepped aside on the campaign trail last year. And after the 2024 election, Pritzker has been seen as a potential challenger for the Democratic Party coming in for 2028 as well. Now, Pritzker has not officially confirmed that he is running for governor yet, and he also has not made any indications on whether or not he would pursue a higher office in Washington, D.C. But some of his close Democratic allies are saying that they hope to see him run again here in Illinois.
The governor turned around a state that had a bond rating just barely above junk status thanks to former Governor Rauner, who ran the state into the ground, didn't pay her bills, and has delivered several balanced budgets since he's been in office and raised our rating, our bond rating, significantly.
Now, we are still very early in the process for that 2026 election for governor, and there's only been one candidate to announce their candidacy for the Republican nomination, DuPage County Sheriff James Mendrick. But he is the only one to throw his hat in the ring so far. Now, Pritzker has won his two races for governor pretty handily, beating former Governor Bruce Rauner back in 2018 and beating Republican challenger Darren Bailey in 2022. Both times, Governor Pritzker using his own fortune to fund his campaign. Now, we're going to see exactly what this new campaign will look like come Thursday when he makes these announcements. Jennifer?
All right, Cole, what are the biggest questions left for the campaign?
Well, the biggest question right now is who is going to be running alongside him on that ticket. Current Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton is now a candidate for Dick Durbin's seat in the U.S. Senate, meaning she would not run again as his lieutenant governor. Now, who he decides to run again is very important in this context, because if he does decide later down the road, 2028, if he does decide to run for president, and if he gets a Democratic nomination, and if he wins, whoever is in that lieutenant governor spot would take over as governor. So this choice is going to be a very important one, but it's unclear, unlikely that we're going to be getting that announcement later this week. We could expect it to go on later on, maybe in the year, when he can get another big announcement out of it.
All right, Cole, thank you so much.